Hello, Steve White, Trekboy89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, welcome to Starbase 80. We finally see the legendary Starbase 80 from Lower Decks. Basically, this is Season 5, Episode 5, and they end up having to go to Starbase 80, and Mariner doesn't want to go back, of course, because she's been there. Okay, the last couple of episodes have been kind of meh, like not really interesting, but nothing bothered me about them. This episode really annoyed me because just the idea of Starbase 80 is impossible in Star Trek's future. We live in a post-scarcity universe, so there's no reason for Starbases to become run down and out of date and have old technology and old uniforms and just ridiculous things like they had stairs on a Starbase. Just the stupidity of all of that. I couldn't get past that because it just kept coming up again and again and again. Just so many stupid things that wouldn't exist. Star Trek, is a post-scarcity universe. It's an, utopian universe. It's optimistic. It's all good. We don't have second-class, people. We don't have, second-class ranks on starships. That the lower decks, officers wouldn't be treated any differently than the other crew members. They'd have their own cabins on the ship. They wouldn't be treated like they've been shown on this show, and they wouldn't have problems like Starbases getting run down or ships that are sort of less important with crews that just do like secondary things like second contact, and that somehow that's where they put the people who can't do their jobs properly or are incompetent or stupid. Those people wouldn't exist in Starfleet. They wouldn't exist in Star Trek's future. So just getting past the stupidity of all of that made it kind of impossible to focus on the story. But it's okay because the story was dumb anyway. Basically, there was an infection that was caused by the... I thought they were dolphins, but people keep calling them whales. I'm like, I thought they were dolphins. The cetacean crew members, or whatever they're called, basically they got an infection from a prior away mission where they had an aquatic away mission. And but it was so easily resolved. They just had to knock one of them out, and then it kind of ended it all, and it was like done. I'm like, okay. So yeah, that was it. There was like nothing to this episode. I'm looking at my notes. I'm like, yep, out of date, in many ways, which wouldn't exist in post-scarcity world. Old uniforms, broken down station. Bad accommodation. They had a store for used Starfleet uniforms, so they had all uniforms from other Star, and they even had Rock's uniform costume from What Are Little Girls Made Of. They had a pile of red shirt uniforms, of course, and I don't know if people know this because I don't think people call it this, but the maroon motion picture costume had a cut in the chest. I'm pretty sure that's Picard's one where he got stabbed through the back by the Norscan, but maybe I'm wrong. So that's it. Wasn't really interesting. The story was just sort of a non-event, and just the idea of this space station, rundown space station, that Starfleet would let a station be in that state, and that the whole Federation would know about it and avoid it, and they just wouldn't fix it in a post-scarcity universe where there are no limits. You can just, everything will be updated and upgraded and fixed. That nothing needs to be outdated or run down, and there wouldn't be anything outdated or run down in Starfleet or in the Federation. It's just stupid, and that's part of the problem with this show. It's made for kind of stupid fans who know Star Trek but aren't smart enough to actually work out what it was about. And you can throw stuff at them, and as long as you throw them references, oh gee, look, it's this alien, oh gee, it's that uniform, I know that episode, that's about as deep as the show goes, because that's about as deep as the guy who makes it is. I hate him. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this wonderful episode, and the stupidity that, it marinated in.